Hi, this reading is for Teneea. Sorry if I am pronouncing your name wrong. I'm sure I am, and I apologize ahead of time. So, um, let's get right into your reading. I'm sorry you've been waiting. It does seem like currently you're struggling with working towards a lot of the goals that you've had for yourself. You've had all these setbacks. Some of those came from outside you, and some of them actually come from this I almost want to call it like self-sabotaging type habits that you have. Sometimes it seems like you feel extremely just overwhelmed with the amount of responsibility that you have. When you feel like that, it's super important to try not to take on anything else, any extra commitments, that type of stuff, until you have better control of the circumstances going on in your life. I know that you're aware that you're struggling, and it doesn't help that other people feel the need to point that out to you. And it does seem like when that happens, there's some defensiveness on your end, and that's normal. Just try to stay focused on getting through your day, regardless of, any timeline or, thoughts other people have about how you should be living your life. People have these ideas of how they think you should be getting things done or in what time to complete them in, but and at the end of the day, what they say is completely irrelevant. You know what you need to do, and you need to pace yourself in a way that's comfortable for you. Otherwise, you're not going to accomplish those things. As far as challenges go for you, I do feel like you have a lot of energy. But you're like, but I feel so tired. And the reason why that's going on for you is that your energy is really scattered and it's unfocused. So it's really just all over the place, and your mind is actually making you more physically exhausted than anything. I don't know if you have an adult diagnosis of ADHD. I have one. So, this energy line is very familiar. These patterns are very familiar. And it does feel like the more you have on your plate, the less you're able to muster up the energy to get done, because you just know you have all this. And so it's almost like you self-restrict and you sit frozen when that happens. Or let's say, you're at home and you have this appointment at the end of the day, and it's almost like you can't do anything because you have this appointment at the end of the day. It's like this weird lock that happens within you. So that can definitely be challenging. It's super important for you to make that kind of silent time, though, when you are in that lockdown mode, to kind of rebuild your strength and clear your mind of all that clutter. So things like meditating help a lot. Spending time alone outside in a quiet space, sit by a stream or, under a tree for a while to kind of reground and recenter your energies. It is going to be helpful with those challenges. Epsom salt baths, I don't know if you've ever taken one. They're really, really good to help you clear out some of that excess energy that kind of gets trapped in there. Consciously, I do feel that you're aware that you need some closure on some personal issues. You have a lot of emotional investment on things from your past. There are things that you need to move on from, but it is hard. It's really hard to do that. You're frustrated with not having things more together at this stage in your life. And so it kind of becomes easier to focus on the past and mistakes that have happened and things like that. And those are all things that cannot be changed. So focusing on them is, again, that self-sabotaging type thinking, because you really need to be focused on the now and what can be done and changed and accomplished in the now. Subconsciously, I think that you're unaware that you have both the energy and the motivation to kind of channel your focus and put things into action. If you were able to start doing that, I really feel like things would move in leaps and bounds towards where you want to be. It takes time. You have to set your intentions. You have to know exactly what you want. You have to weigh the pros and cons. You'll be able to accomplish the things you want more effectively, and you're less at risk for those things to come crashing down on you when you're able to apply those techniques. As far as your recent past goes, it does feel, you personally were feeling pretty disconnected. Something was really disengaged within you, and this caused further disengagement with loved ones. It's like the more you tried to connect with them, the more things just went further wrong, and that really started to create a distance in that relationship. It seems like you may have also been neglecting some other areas, specifically more to do with your home life than anything. Probably, while you're busy pursuing other things, we all get trapped in the cycle of we need more material things, and we need our career to go this way, and we need that money. We're chasing that money, and we want to have these things for status, we want to keep up with the Joneses. So that does feel like it caused your work-life home balance to go just way out of whack all around. Especially when it comes to your closest relationships, such as those with your children. It seems like that did suffer because, there was less quality time there. You were feeling more drained when you came home. And this caused just a lot of discontentment and unhappiness and all around for all of you. And I feel like, remembering to spend those moments and to be present, not just physically, it is really going to help recenter some of that, especially in their behaviors. Coming up in the near future, you are going to have more things pop up for you, and I do apologize. There's going to be more change coming. You've been resisting some things, and as much as you don't want more change, you need to go through this. There's nothing you can say or do that's going to stop it, because this is for your higher good. So just going with the flow during this upheaval is going to reduce the amount of stress on you while all this happens. As a yeah. So in your relationship, there's a person who may be a little more involved and invested than the other. This kind of gap between the two of you guys could lead to more disappointment and some more insecurity later down the road. You might be feeling kind of reluctant to fully open your heart, out of fear of having more hurt. But this again goes back to the self-sabotaging. You have to open up yourself some and take some risks and not have your walls up as strong as you do, or be as heavily guarded, or I feel like this is not going to move along in the way that you're hoping it will be. Be mindful of who you're spending a lot of time looking at as far as other people go, and wishing that your life was more like them. Really try to remember who you are and what you bring to the world. And, just know that whatever these things are that you're admiring so much in other people, you already have within yourself. So it's just a matter of growing and developing those things. That insecurity, it has an impact on your present relationship as well as your life as a whole. So developing your self-esteem back up again is really crucial for you to get the things that you're wanting in this relationship to happen. You may have a tough choice coming up. You're going to have to make a decision about something that could have significant consequence if you decide the wrong thing. And that's not to add more stress and more pressure onto you. really what I want to do is just to advise you not to cut corners. Do your best not to avoid responsibility for your actions and the parts that you've played in things, and decide, really overall what's best, what's for the higher good, no matter how hard that might be when making this decision. So, yeah, you have a lot of people in your life who have these opinions about you. And I would just basically kind of sift through what they're trying to say, but only take on what's helpful for you. People are always going to have stuff to say, so just let them talk. If something's helpful, though, then that's something that's going to add value to your life, and it's worth hearing. You may also kind of be at a standstill with someone in your life. There's this ongoing conflict, and it really comes from the fact that no one is seeing the situation from the other person's perspective, nor are they even trying. So you have to really try to be the bigger person and try to see this from all the angles, and come to a compromise, because enough is just enough with the situation. This other thing going on with you is that you have this fear, and you have this fear of kind of being stuck in in the daily grind of life. You don't like when things are boring or dull, or honestly too calm. When things get too calm, I feel like you have this tendency to unconsciously kind of kick things back up a notch, because crisis mode has kind of become your comfort zone at this point. And again, things like chores and any kind of repetitive schedules, really give you this feeling of being trapped. And I really want you to kind of work on calm, normal, and routine being your new norm, because that's what's going to help to aid in you having stability back in your life again. I do feel like at the end of the day, you have the skills and you have the knowledge, to keep moving forward towards the things that you're wanting. You've gathered up so much knowledge on your life path. You've gone through so many things, and you will turn those experiences into positives by working hard towards getting the things that you want in life as your reality. When you make the switch from being motivated by things such as like money or status or living up to people's expectations even, and you learn to really connect with your own intentions and your own goals, that's when you're going to start to see things really move ahead for you in life. So really be clear on, your what's, what is it that you're wanting, and the whys. Why am I wanting this? And the feelings behind those, and then kind of take inspired action to making those happen. Rein in some of that extra energy. And again, as somebody who has ADHD and has, difficult energy levels in general, reining in those scattered energies by focusing in just on one thing at a time really helps. Committing to a single task to accomplish at a time is really, it's essential. So allowing that to happen is going to cause some other distractions to just fade away, and you're going to feel more centered and you're going to feel more grounded. And during that, that's going to help to boost your self-esteem and kind of push you further to be able to accomplish stuff. Remember that you cannot change your past. It can't be changed. All you can do is learn the lessons that those events had for you and grow as a person with that. You need to really start to let go of the things that are no longer serving you, which I feel like there's plenty in your life that's no longer serving you, and you're holding on to them because you're expected to. Don't expect that of yourself anymore. You've suffered a lot of setbacks. Setbacks continue to come, and there will be a few more coming up. But I feel like not too long from now, within the next 4 to 5 months, I feel like you're going to start to see a lot of signs that are going to make you a lot more hopeful about your future and where you're headed with things. again, it's really going to come from you, though, needing to have a clear path and keep a steady pace with things, and allow boredom in your life, because boredom's okay, and chaos is crazy. Anyway, I love you lots. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.